Today is Thursday. That means we're back in Nutrition Educator Lynn Matava's kitchen. Today we're talking about tomato soup. Check it out.
Show you one of my favorite easy weeknight meals. This is something I think of as a seasonal shift meal. We're coming out of winter, it'll soon be spring, and if you're like me, you might have some things in the freezer that you know you need to use or lose. So what I have here is a variety of frozen tomatoes that at the end of last season, I took them out of the garden. I was making sauce, we were eating sliced tomatoes, and I just couldn't find enough uses for them. So I threw ripe tomatoes in zip bags and put them in the freezer. And this is just a great thing to pull out and make, like I said, a quick, easy weeknight meal. So all you're going to do is drizzle just a little bit of olive oil or something over these so that they don't stick to the pan as they cook. And then put them down. They're going to go into a 400-degree oven for about 45 minutes. And, whew, I got all steamed up there. And then what you're going to do here, you see you've got this beautiful tray of kind of roasted caramelized tomatoes. I put them in whole, as you can see, and they've come out, they're a little deflated, but the smell is wonderful. And because they've got that browning going on from being roasted, it's really gonna have a lot of great flavor. And when I froze them with the seeds, the skin, everything on. I froze them whole. So what we're gonna do here, it's a little warm, but we're going to dump some of this liquid off the pan. I'll just dump the tomatoes in there too. And start dumping that through, and then you get your tomatoes in there, and you see I've got a strainer here. And then just kind of start pushing that through that strainer. What's happening here is my tomato starts to go through, and my seeds and my skin and all the stuff that I'm not going to eat stay in the strainer. So while your tomatoes were in the oven, and that's about the longest part of this recipe, is that 45 minutes, but your family could take time to work on homework, do something active as a family, read a book, just relax for a few minutes after a busy day. Whatever your family finds to do at that time. All right, and what I'm mostly left here with, after doing all this pressing, is mostly skin and seeds. And I could keep doing this for a while, and I will, but I won't bore you with it at the moment, because what we really want is all that tomato that's pressed through on the other side into the pan. Now, I should also tell you, if you don't have frozen tomatoes in your freezer, just as easy, what you can do is take a can of tomatoes, the chopped kind, or even the whole plum tomatoes, strain out the juices and save them for later, and then throw them on a tray with just a little bit of oil and roast them, probably for more like 25 minutes in a 375-degree oven. And you'll still get that nice roasted flavor, and then add those tomatoes that have already been peeled and seeded back in with the juices you saved. And then the next step, you would meet us right here, either way, whether you use canned or the frozen. And you could do this with fresh too if you have fresh tomatoes. But I'm just going to add in some chicken broth. And this is actually a bone stock that I made, so it's a little bit darker, but you just add in enough to kind of give it a little bit of, thin it out just a little bit. And then I am using, if I can get to it, I'm using this this hand blender, but you could put it in a regular blender, or you could even just, this is pretty where it's been pushed through the strainer. It's pretty much a very pureed soup to begin with, but like I said, just blending all that together, and then that quick, that easy, you have this easy weeknight meal ready to serve, and it's delicious. Maybe serve it with some sandwiches, and you're ready to go off and do some other things with your family. So I hope you enjoy. The only other thing I would say I forgot to add, and I'm going to add this, If you happen to have any herbs, you could put in some Italian seasoning. I've got this pesto that you may recall we froze together in the fall. So I'm just going to stir a little bit of that in, and then I've got some fresh basil and in there, and I've got tomato basil soup ready to go. Enjoy!